Hey, how's it going? This is Yasser answering some more student questions. And today the question I got was, how much do you spend on food per month just so I know what to budget? I feel this is a very subjective question because I am one of the cheapest people I know and I refuse to spend money and I go to places just to get free food. So I end up saving quite a lot. If you're anything like myself, what I would advise is always over budget. Always estimate that you will spend more than what you will think you spend. When I was looking up estimates, there were estimates between $300 to $400 on food for people. And I was like, okay, if I can spend $300 every month, then it's going to be this much by the end of the year. And I'm going to be spending this much, that much, this much, that much. And everything was completely perfect in my head. And then I landed in Kamloops. I went out once and I spent $30 on some wings and some drinks. And the next day I spent $40 on some dessert and some cookies. And the next thing you know, my budget went straight out of the window. So make sure whatever you budget, it's overestimated. Now, after the first initial months, after I settled in, I realized, hey, I'm broke. I need some money. I can't be spending 40 bucks a night at a local bar. I need to start saving money. So what I did was I resorted to certain diets that were very cheap, and I would say the vegetarian diets for me, they were very, very cheap because all I was doing is I was buying tinned beans and I would buy some ramen noodles and I would find some recipe or the other. I would mix it together and then I would just, yeah, I mean, okay, it wasn't master chef level food, but it got me by and I was a student. I didn't really care what it tasted like. I got some hot sauce sriracha, put it up in there, and I was spending around 120 a month. And that first month when I spent that much money, I was like, okay, I'm saving a lot of money. And then I went to Costco and I got the dried beans instead of the canned ones. You just have to put them in the pot yourself. It takes a little longer, but it saves you even more money. So there was a time I remember I gave myself a $20 budget to spend per week. That is ridiculous. Now that's not including all the oil and the condiments or whatever. It's just including the weekly stuff that I would buy. And essentially my diet consisted of some very, maybe oats, very, very cheap sources of carbohydrates, a lot of tuna, a lot of canned tuna. And that was when I was not on the vegetarian diet. And then of course, beans and lentils and chickpeas like that. If you can survive on a diet like that, my friend, if you can have discipline enough not to eat out, not to spend that $5 on coffee every single day. And again, if you can afford it, great. For me, I can't seem to do that. That saved me a lot of money. But remember, no matter how good you are at saving money, no matter how good you are at organizing your food bill, eventually there will come a time where your buddy's like, hey, let's go out, let's spend money. So just have that emergency going out with a friend fund somewhere in there. So you should be good to go. So I would say if you're someone who's very good with discipline, if you're someone who's tight on budget, if you really, really, absolutely 100% have to, then you can get by around 150 a month because I've done it myself for several months. And the university itself has so many free events that you can just go and get free pizza for. Now, is all that healthy? Is all that going to fit your dietary recommendations? I am no health expert, so I can't give you an answer. I can just tell you you'll stay alive on 150 bucks a month. So that's your priority. Again, I'll give you a more in-depth answer about how I was able to save more money along the way because for most of my time in university, I never really had a lot of money. So I had to find a lot of ways to save money and I'll make a separate video on that. But if any of you have any recommendation on how much food costs in Canada or how much you spend, what your daily budget is or what your saving tactics are, leave them in the comment section below and I will see you in the next one.